Good evening. Welcome to GCB Teacher News. My name is Nicolas Reyes and I will be your host tonight. Today we will be talking about 4 very interesting topics that interest all humanity. The first topic that we're going to talk about relates to strange animals. Which are some of the strangest animals in the world? Where do they live? We'll find all of that and more in today's report. After that, we'll find some more about who our pick was for the historical person of this century. Once that is finished, we're going to also talk about technology. How has technology advanced in the latest years? How can it help us? And for our last topic, because we're all a little bit tired of being in quarantine, we'll find out of some amazing places that you can travel next year. So stick around and find out more information about this. For our first report, let's go live to Miss Morjet, reporting live from her living room. Miss Morjet, what can you tell us about strange animals?
Thank you, Mr. Nick. A giant sunfish was washed up on a beach in South Australia. The odd-looking creature was identified as an ocean sunfish by the experts. Ocean sunfish, or mola mola, are the world's heaviest bony fish species, and they can be found in temperate marine waters globally, according to the Fishes of Australia database.
The features include a large blonde head, a disproportionately small mouth, and very long fins.
One expert said that the found fish appeared to be a smaller example of its species, which can grow over 4 meters tall and weigh about 2.5 tons. If you happen to see one in the ocean, don't be afraid. The species are harmless to people.
Thanks for your report, Morjet. Those sunfish mola mola do sound really interesting and they do have a really funny name. Now, let's go live from South Africa to Miss Patricia, who's reporting people in the news and how they are historically important.
Welcome to People on the News. Today, Rosa Parks' life and achievements will be showcased on our show. Please enjoy. Rosa became famous when she refused to give up her seat to a white passenger on a bus during segregation times. Rosa was born on February 4, 1913 in Montgomery, Alabama. She was the daughter of a carpenter and a school teacher. Although it was very difficult for blacks to attend school, Rosa went to Alabama State Teachers College. Unfortunately, her mother became sick, so she had to drop out school to help support her family. In 1931, Rosa got married with Raymond Parks. Because of her marriage, she was able to go back to school and get her school diploma. Rosa and Raymond fought against segregation laws. They joined the National Association for African and Colored People to fight for African American rights. On December 1st, 1955, Rosa refused to give up her seat to a white passenger on a bus. The police was called and she was arrested. After Rosa's arrest, a group of African Americans decided not to travel by bus. The boycott lasted more than a year, until the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Alabama segregation laws were unconstitutional, an important result for the civil rights movement. The recent riots in the U.S. remind us of people like Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks, whose lives were devoted to fight against racism and equality for all. Thank you for watching us. We go back to studio.
Thank you very much for your report, Patricia. I definitely agree that Rosa Parks is an important historical character to keep in mind during these days. It is important for us to stop racism and discrimination. We need to get together and learn how to love each other, regardless of race, gender, or religion. On the other hand, I think we have Morjet. Morjet, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, alright, so Morjet is here and she's going to be telling us more about technology and the latest developments. Let's go to her live.
Thank you, Mr. Nick. The following news may sound science fiction to you, but this is beyond real. A fortunate 12-year-old girl named Skylar has been luckily selected to time travel into the future. The prestigious Professor Timon, one of the most important scientists in the world, has been working hard on this time travel machine for years. He says he has chosen Skylar for being one of the most brilliant students at her school. I got so excited I nearly exploded. I just couldn't believe it when Professor Time-Man called me to time travel into the future. We are going to change the world. They know they may encounter aliens or even robots controlling the world in the future. But most importantly, they want to find a cure for coronavirus.
I'm sure that they'll find a cure for coronavirus. And speaking of which, let's go to Rick, who will talk about the cool places that we could travel next year once the quarantine is over. Rick is live from Japan. Can you hear me, Rick? Hi Nick, thanks for having me in your show. My name is Rick Ramirez, and I am coming to you live from Tokyo, Japan. I'm going to talk to you about 5 of the most amazing things that you can do in this country that most people don't really know about. So stick around to get more information about Japan, and maybe you'll want to come visit next holidays. The first amazing thing that you can do when you get to Japan is walk around Tokyo. Find why this city won the #1 award for being the best tourist city according to the Tourism Awards of 2019. The second and most popular reason why people come to Japan is to try their delicious food in every corner. Even if you don't know Japanese, all of their menus have bright and colorful pictures with descriptions in English so that you can try new food. A third and very curious thing that you'll find in Japan is their obsession for vending machines. You'll be able to find one in every corner and sometimes 10 or more in the same street. In these machines, you can buy some of the common things like water and soda, but you can also find some crazy machines like this popcorn machine on the left and a pizza machine on the right. Number 4 in our list is hiking across the Japanese countryside and its mountains. You can check their beautiful architecture and all the nature around it. If you have the time, you can even climb all the way up to the top of Mount Fuji and watch a beautiful sunset. In my opinion, this is one of the best things that you can do in Japan. My 5th and last recommendation for Japan is to visit during the cherry blossom season. The cherry blossom trees, also called sakura in Japanese, attract more than 63 million tourists every year between March and April. If you really want to feel all the magic and beauty of Japan, I would recommend you visit Nara Park. In there, you can find deer that walk with you and ask you for food. Even though cherry blossoms were not in season, when I went last year, I saw the deer and immediately fell in love with them and with the country. I'm sure you'll have the same experience when you go. Those were 5 of the most amazing and incredible things that you can find and see when you come to Japan. I hope that you like them and that I will see you here next summer when it's not so cold and snowy. This has been Rick Ramirez for GCB Teacher News. See you next time! Thank you very much, Rick. It does look really cold out there in Japan. Well, hopefully next year I'll be able to visit. And that has been all for today's news. So remember, GCB Teacher News is always with you. Tune in and let's see each other next Saturday. Have a good evening.